Good afternoon. My name is Joe Eddleman, and I'm a realtor in the Mount Pleasant office of AgentOwned Realty. This afternoon, I'd like to sort of discuss how I use my website to not only get listings and have a competitive edge on my competition, but also how I use a website, a number of websites that I have to attract potential out-of-town buyers. We'll start off today with how to use, or how I use, and I recommend you might want to consider using my same tactic, using a website which you've developed yourself during a listing presentation. I think most homeowners, when you go in to do a listing presentation, want to know two things. Number one, obviously, is what is their house worth? And number two is, why should they hire you to sell their house? Why should they hire you to market their property and bring it to the attention of the of out-of-town buyers? What I try to do is really lead with my strength. I think you can lead with the strength whether you've been in business for 15 years or whether you've been in business for a year, if you've got a good tool to market an individual's home. What I do is, first of all, educate after seeing the home, showing them, the owners of the property, my marketing tools. My primary marketing tool is my primary website, which is showing up here on the board, which is a a la mode website. I'm also going to show you one of the Mearsal websites that I've developed since I developed this main one, which is a secondary website. You would think that most sellers are well aware of the usefulness of marketing property on the internet. I think many of those homeowners actually need to be educated as to what they need to get their home sold. What they need is, number one, market exposure. I think you need to show them, or at least tell them, the fact that a large percentage of potential buyers in today's market are going to use the internet not only to look for potential areas of the Charleston area which they might want to settle, but also to use it to look at homes on the market and to prioritize the various communities which meet their parameters. One of the major things that I do, and I think you really need to go into the listing presentation with confidence that what you're offering those homeowners is actually, you've got the best asset in the world. You're competing possibly against more other agents that have more time in the business than you, but if you spend some time developing a good website, I think you certainly are going to have better exposure for their property and a much nicer website than some of the old-timers. On this specific, what I also do is sometimes we'll take into the listing presentation a printout of the website, and I certainly give them my business card showing my primary website URL and tell them, when I leave here, I want you to go on the internet, look at how I market my properties, look at how I bring or will be bringing your home to the attention of out-of-town buyers. Certainly, I say, with the printout, if they don't have computer access, they have the printouts. If they do have computer access, they can actually see how their house is going to be marketed. What I try to do on my website, and I'm going to sort of jump around a little bit. One thing, if you're doing a website, I think you want to tailor that website to your potential client. For years, I had a website. When you open it up, I had a banner or a photograph, but when you looked at the photograph, you probably could not even tell that this was a Charleston real estate website. finally realizing that, hey, this needs to be specifically targeted against people looking to move to Charleston, I went ahead and put, as you can see, a picture that I took myself of downtown Charleston, which so many out-of-town buyers associate with the Charleston area. One thing I want to stress that on your website, I think you should have a number of ways for a potential buyer to search for property. Most buyers, their primary use initially of a website is to look for properties that are for sale. If you look up top on the link, you can see that they can search the MLS. If they're scrolling down, they can also search for properties, map search, subdivision, and so forth. If I can just find the scrolling arrow. Have another way to search for it, Charleston Real Estate Property Search. I primarily focus on the town of Mount Pleasant. Many buyers, all they know is the Charleston area. I think if you're going to be promoting a specific area, if you feel comfortable in Somerville, if you feel comfortable in Mount Pleasant, if you feel comfortable in Anderson, you name it, you need to sell your neck of the woods. You need to sell Mount Pleasant. You need to sell Anderson. You need to sell the Lake District. And that's what I do, is I'm selling the town of Mount Pleasant, and I've also developed a secondary website, which New Mount Pleasant, South Carolina website. I pay for this one primary website. There are a number of ways to do secondary websites which are free. Two of which are the better ones, and I'll show you. Number one, Google Sites has a great the ability to do a very, very good website, and certainly as easy as Mersol. Here is a Google website, and hopefully it will click through. Here's a Google website, and the slideshow should come up fairly quickly, that I developed. It's free. All you need to do is pay $9 a year for a URL. Able to put a slideshow. It's a Google slideshow, very, very simple. The advanced Charleston MLS search uses the new Mersol MLS search ability engine. I've also incorporated a JPEG click to visit Mount Pleasant video map. If you click on the map, and is this going to work? Can I click through it? Okay. I do not. I have the link up here. And I'm just showing you some different tools that you might want to show. This should populate over here shortly. And by clicking on various icons, the out-of-town person will be able to actually go and see a video of the different areas on the map that I put together. I might want to recommend, let me see if this goes automatically. I think I need to push it. If anyone out there needs some help on how do you put a slideshow, whether it be on your Mersol, whether it be on an a la mode website, whether it be on Google, I'll be glad to guide you through it. I'm sure Travis probably has a feel for it. I'm not quite sure how the streaming is coming in on here. Not too bad. Okay, the buffering is a little slow. It's normally quicker than this. but I'm going to go back out of here. Now, Liz, where's the tab to go back to the, I just want to X out this screen because it opened up. Would it be down here? No, where's the one tab? Because it should have opened in a separate. How do I go back?
Just at the top where it says no. In the middle, one over left, that one. Click on the right little arrow on the right.
Right here?
No, on the right side.
I see an X.
There you go.
Okay. Apologize, trying to find, once again, the arrow. Here we go. I'm going to move on down a little bit. Once again, I have the ability, if they're scrolling down, they can search for property down here. I also try to put featured listings that I have on the front page, because when you go in, this is an enticing sort of a prize to offer to the homeowners, saying that by listing with me, I will put your home, your property, on the front of my webpage. Here I have a listing over in Remley's Point, which I put it on there. Here again, they can click on the link, and what's that? Right. Once again, it'd be easier if I had mine. This is what you would show either on a printout to the potential home seller, or if they go online, they can see how you expose or will be exposing their home and their property to the rest of the world. Pictures I took myself on a relatively inexpensive camera. It's amazing by tweaking your photographs, how nice they can look working from just an average photograph. The top one with the sunset has been tweaked. I have video. Here's some photographs. Also have some additional photographs of the property. And there was, I believe this is, okay, this is not I should go back, should it not? There we go. I was thinking I did have a video of the property, and having a problem, Liz, with trying to figure out where the arrow is. Here it is. And I would be going back, clicking out this and going back where I was before. Right here? Oh, okay. No? Did I go out altogether? Here we go. I'm going back. Geez. Is it me or is it? Yeah, I know. I found it here. Here's some additional listings that I have on the front page. I have photograph videos and school information. Another listing. I don't have a problem putting 4 or 5 major listings, because you're trying to promote a specific property. When you put them on featured listings, you are just putting one with the competition. I think if you put a number of photographs on your main page, I get about 175 people a day on my website. And I'm also going to give them a graph of the web traffic that I get to show what type of exposure they're going to get. You can use Google Analytics, a real good a measuring add-on that you can put on Mearsal is a company called StatCounter, StatCounter, statcounter.com. You can put it on each page, and in my opinion, the analytics that you get from StatCounter are much, much better than you get in Google Analytics. So you can take that on your listing presentation, show them that you're getting 175 people a day, and tell them that your home is going to be exposed to literally thousands of people during the listing period. You also tell the seller not only are you going to promote their property, you're promoting their neighborhood. Before someone buys a home or buys their home, they're going to need to be sold on a specific neighborhood. So next to this, you can see I've got a house over in Remley's Point. I have high definition videos. I believe, okay. Here's pricing listing here. By clicking on additional information, it's taking you to another page, and you've got all sorts of, okay. You have the ability to have videos, have write-ups. I have an aerial map of the lot, which is actually a Bing map, B-I-N-G. Additional photographs of the lot. I may have a video in here. I don't think you can use too many videos, in my opinion. I also have tied in with the property itself the schools. So I promote just as much the house. I promote the subdivision, the location, the schools that the buyers would be sending their kids to, additional photographs, additional map, have a video. I use Flip Video to take the videos. And when you're promoting a property, not only with photographs, with maps, with the neighborhood, with high definition videos, you can compete against anyone. And I almost give them the challenge that if you can find someone who will promote, expose your home, your property, your neighborhood better than I do on my websites, give them the listing, because the name of the game is promotion. The name of the game is making the house, the community, the schools stand out from the competition. And if you do your website yourself, it does not take long. It doesn't cost you a single cent because you're doing the work. And it's very, very simple. And I will be glad to give you some guidance in how to embed a Google video, a slideshow, a map, an overhead, anything you find on any of my websites. If you'd like some help, just give me a call, and I think I can lead you through it and maybe take 5 or 10 minutes to get started. What's that? My direct line is 725-5009. Certainly the internet has some great usefulness in getting a listing. If you've got a great internet website, you can compete against anybody. Most of my business traditionally has not actually been listing, but have been soliciting or actually attracting out-of-town buyers who are using the internet. When the out-of-town buyer goes on the internet, certainly they want to search for property. That's why I give them many, can I go back to the main page? Second one. Okay, I'm just not, and if I go back one more time. Well, can I go back here?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just a little slow. Well, that's not it. Okay, Liz. Okay. Is it first one down? Right here? Okay. Once again, they certainly want to get onto an internet website which has a very, very good search engine. In my opinion, Mearsal has the best search engine that's available out there. So certainly if I have a website, if I'm not paying for it, I think doesn't the company, do they give us the interface to search for property, or is there just is a small fee? Highly recommended because I've had people, they love my website because I have additional information about schools, about the communities, about the recreation facilities and so forth. But for whatever reason, this is before Mearsal, they would come in town using someone else's website because they like the search engine on that website. So although they used me, so oftentimes they will use somebody else's website, search for property. Now with the Mearsal website, or not the website, but the search engine capability, I think they're going to stick on my website, but they use my website to narrow down their choices. Again, if you're trying to attract out-of-town buyers, I think you want to have a theme of your website. This is ourcharlestonhome.com is my main website. 90% of it is Mount Pleasant, maybe 10% Isle of Palms and Sullivan's Island. I have secondary websites, which my free websites, which highlight specific communities. One of which is, I'm almost afraid, maybe I can find a link. Well, I do have the link to the Mount Pleasant one. I have a website, a Google website called myoldvillagehome.com. I have a website called mylongpointhome.com. Have one with, I think, myoldparkhome.com. And they're all copied. They are Google sites. Very, very simple to start one. You can have different themes for free. And what I do is I do one website on one community, then I copy the website into another website and change everything out. So they're all consistent, and all you need to do is input the photographs, input the information, and what better marketing tool do you have when you go into a listing and say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, not only do I have my primary website, which attracts literally thousands of people a month, but I also have a specific website highlighting your neighborhood. And that's impressive, and it doesn't cost you, once again, a single cent. And if it's 4 or 5 pages, you've got 4 or 5 more pages than your competition. So what I'm trying to communicate is you can have paid websites. There are unpaid websites that you can do yourself. Won't cost you a cent. They're very, very simple. I would suggest going into Google, if you have a Google account, clicking on, it's called Google Sites, leading yourself through it, getting a site up and running, and just get started. And I think within 6 months to 12 months that you'll have a couple of websites which you'll feel proud of communicating to a potential seller that you're going to expose their house on these super duper websites. And at the same time, you will get, with Mearsal particularly, as well as the Google websites, you will get indexed if you put photographs and information in there. Will be indexed by Google because it's specific information. You're not competing against 100 other websites about the Charleston area. You're only competing maybe against 1 or 2 with regards to a specific community in Anderson. If you're competing with somebody up around Lake Moultrie, if you're competing with somebody in the Charleston area, if you've got secondary websites targeting the various communities, you're going to get indexed, and then you can tie them together. But here again, you can see I'm high on websites. It's served me well, and I would certainly recommend that if you don't have one, to get started. And once again, I'm offering free advice and some free guidance. Just give me a call, and I'll be glad to help you. It's myoldvillagehome.com. See you later. Thank you very much.